Hi, Mark Anthony here with Melody Prettyman, and we're just doing another YouTube video clip. Just having fun and chatting you guys. What do we got going on? A lot of things. I mean, everybody's sick in the world.
Everybody is sick.
Everybody's sick. I mean, you see it everywhere. I have not seen a country with more sick healthcare problems than America anywhere. Have you?
No, and it's sad because we pass 1 million hospitals. And when you find out that 70% of all deaths nationwide are due to lifestyle disease, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
And now we got all these new diseases, even like celiac. I mean, isn't that kind of a newer?
Well, as far as in the early 1950s, you didn't hear anything of it, or they didn't know about it. But celiac disease has quadrupled in the last 10 years. And we now know, with a study they did through the Mayo Clinic, that celiac disease is due to environmental.
Environmental. Wow.
Well, sure. There's nothing that's changed in our bodies.
I know the last study I saw had 1 out of 125. And this was last year, 1 out of 125.
And it's more now. It's actually
that actually know that they're celiacs.
That know that they're celiac, and yet there are still a lot of people who are sensitive. So there's a difference of being allergic and you cannot handle gluten, or somebody who is sensitive to wheat. And I really don't think that's the problem as far as it just being the grain mark.
Right.
You know, I did a seminar in Ritzville, Washington, last year.
Okay.
And I had these wheat farmers in my seminar, and they said, you know, we're lucky to be here because it was so cool this spring. We're 2 weeks out from our harvesting, where if you would have came 2 weeks later, we couldn't be here. And I told them, I said, you know, I have wheat envy. I can't have wheat envy. And you get to grow it and eat all you want. And they said, oh, we don't eat our wheat. I'm like, oh, do you have celiac disease too? Are you allergic to it? And they said, no. With all the pesticides and herbicides and genetic modification, we won't eat it. We only buy organic wheat.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
There has to be something to that. So I really got into
the chemical part of it.
The chemical part of it. And I researched it. And with that one study they did at the Mayo Clinic to find out, they had blood samples from, you know, the men that were in the military.
Right.
And they checked the blood samples in the early 1950s when they had drawn these, and it was later that they had them, you know, that they actually did the study.
Right.
They had the samples from them. They could not find a trace of celiac.
Wow.
But yet in the 1955, 57, 58, the disease peaks its ugly head, that they really diagnose it, and they're finding these problems. Guess what happened about the same time?
Celiac comes up.
Well, it's a celiac, but what happened was they added more growth hormones to our meat, like our lamb and our beef. They added 3 more. They added more chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, became so much more in abundance, and then the disease peaks.
Right. Amazing. See, isn't that amazing how these chemicals are affecting celiac in particular? And think about this, and I've never done studies on it, but kids that have autism end up having a more of a celiac tendency. And I wonder if that's because most of the autism is derived from the immunization shots with all the chemicals and things like that. So it could be that is a full-blown chemical reaction.
In my opinion, it has to be. It's just my opinion. And you have people with Crohn's disease. There's another disease, autoimmune disease, and they can't have wheat either.
So see, that's what's happening out there.
And we know we need it.
Yeah.
We know. I mean, it's a very good grain.
Yeah.
But
so stay away from those chemicals. And one of the things that really helps to me, one of the things that really helps in my mind is that we know that when we're on a full-blown vegan lifestyle, that we have more oxygen in our blood.
We do.
And when we have more oxygen in our blood, it is removing these harmful particles on a regular basis, so they do not become a growth, they don't become a killer disease, they don't become a dampering to our lifestyle. You know, and so it really helps to go on a full-blown vegan lifestyle to keep those impurities from connecting to our body and causing problems.
Well, yeah, our body naturally will fight it off. You know, God created us to where our bodies are designed to actually fight these diseases off naturally. And with whatever's going on outside, you know, we don't have to worry about that.
So as far as celiac disease, Is it reversible then, or can you maintain? You really can't.
You know,
So it's
I don't know the answer to that for myself. You know, I have to really
at least
watch.
not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Reversible.
I have a feeling, and this is just coming from my perspective, that if we was to really cleanse our bodies and maintain this good, proper diet,
we would never get that celiac disease.
That we
Amen.
wouldn't get it,
See?
but we'd be
right.
able to keep it under
So
control.
if you want to make sure that you don't get celiac disease, then start staying healthy now, or you might end up having that disease for the rest of your life. So just another healthful hint to take with you. Mark Anthony, Melody Prettyman signing out.
Bye.